So this question is a system of equations question, right? So there are typically, I'm not sure that I've ever seen an SAT module that did not have at least one system of equations questions. So it's very important that you know how to deal with these. So we have 3y equals 4x plus 17. We have negative 3y equals 9x minus 23. The question goes on to say the solution to the given system of equations is x comma y. What is the value of 39x? Right, so we want to find x from the system and then of course multiply by 39. So there's two ways to do this. There's a traditional way in which we could use a process called elimination, right? So don't forget from what you learned in school, when you're solving a system of equations, you have two methods. One is elimination, the other is substitution. But there's also a third method that I'll discuss today, and I'm going to call it Desmos, but you learned it in school as solving by graphing. But we'll take a look at that secondarily. We'll start off with the elimination first. So how would you use elimination here? Well, it's really set up nicely for you, to be honest. We can just add these two equations together. In doing so, the 3y and the negative 3y would cross out, which is our elimination step. In doing so as well, 4x plus 9x would lead to a 13x. So we'd have 0 on this side. So 0 equals 13x. And 17 plus negative 23 would be a negative 6. So 13x minus 6. And we continue on from there. We can subtract 13x from both sides to get a negative 13x equals negative 6. Divide both sides by negative 13. And we'd have an x value that is equal to 6 divided by 13, or negative 6 divided by 13. But negative divided by negative is a positive. And we have x is equal to 0.4615. And it keeps on going from there. Now, of course, we don't want to solve for x. The question asks us for 39x. So I'm going to just multiply this number by 39 in my calculator. So the whole long decimal times 39. And I get 18. That the answer is 18. And therefore, choice D is correct. Okay. Now, the other way to solve this, which may or may not take less time, but is valuable to use. Some students I work with now, I just have them always use Desmos when it comes to system of equations questions. So if that's something that is appealing to you, then what I'm going to say next is may be very valuable. So we see here a screenshot of Desmos. You see the equations from the original question input into two separate lines. We see the point of intersection between those two equations, which is our solution, right? This is our x value. This is our y value. And again, the question wants 39 times x. So we're just taking this value here, multiplying it by 39. And again, we get an answer of 18. So I think it's much more straightforward to do it that way. Less likely that you make any error, any simple math error like adding or subtracting incorrectly. So again, we get to our same answer. Our answer is 18, and we like choice D here.